What is up guys, Jean here, back with another YouTube video. Now this one's going to be a little bit out of the ordinary just because it is my current work from home setup. And the reason why I'm doing this video is to show all of you out there that your work from home setup doesn't have to be similar to all the other YouTubers out there where they've got all their standing desks, a room dedicated for their work from home station, and mine is nothing like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys that setup just so you guys get an idea of what your work from home setup can be like. So just as a background, I am a current software engineer in the Bay Area, though I am not in the North Bay Area, I'm in the South Bay Area. So no, I'm not working in San Francisco. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. As a preface, all of the items mentioned in this video except for the furniture will be linked down below as well if you're interested in checking those out. The reason why I'm not including the links to the furniture is because I've literally had all of these things for ages, so I wouldn't even know where to even begin about finding them anymore. So starting off, you can see that this setup right here is basically a zoomed in view of what people in my video calls would see. So I have this 3-panel room divider here as my backdrop just because I am currently working from the living room of my apartment. So the reason why is just because due to the amount of space, other people that I'm living with having meetings, then I have to do it in the living room. But one plus side is that it's closer to the router and to the kitchen. So if I ever need to grab food, it's a little bit closer, as well as the speed of the internet should be a little bit easier to get. And I can also hardwire if that is needed. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into some of the other furniture items that I have. So the chair that I'm currently sitting on, I've had since high school. I don't really know where I got it from, to be honest. But this chair is nothing special. It's a typical desk chair. It's a little bit better than some of the folding chairs out there. And it's definitely not my dining room chair. So it's got a little bit more support than your typical other chair would be, but it's not a super nice fancy desk chair that a lot of YouTubers have. So as long as you have a chair that's comfortable and you can sit in for hours at a time, then I would say that's good enough. And here we've got this backdrop that I mentioned before. It's literally just a 3-panel room divider so that people can't see what's in the rest of my living room behind me, just because you want to look a little bit more professional. But right now I've just got my alma mater USC flag here, and I don't really know what else to put on the other 2 panels. People know that you have to find weird places around your house in order to be able to have your video calls. So there's really nothing to it. And then moving on to the computer table that I am using. So I've had this desk here for I don't even know how many years, but I've had it since middle school. So I got one, my older sister got one, so I've got them side by side. It works because it has a keyboard tray, which helps with the ergonomics a little, but it's definitely not the quality of that standing desk because, I don't know, this desk was very cheap. It's fake wood, but the fact that it has a keyboard tray is really nice. And I've kind of outgrown it a bit in a way, just because the whole tabletop isn't able to fit everything. So because we bought 2 of the tables, I have them side by side. I don't really use the other table other than to extend my laptop on, because I don't really use it most of the time. Only when I would have my video on would I have my laptop flipped up, or maybe if I need 2 screens, then I would have it angled in a way where I'd be able to see both. The second desk also houses this kind of rig that I've set up for lighting, just because in this little nook of the living room, it doesn't get too much light. We don't have an overhead light, so I've used the camera light that I normally use to film my videos on as my light source. So I've rigged that on top of an F mount, on top of a tripod mount, so it's kind of a hack jobby way of being able to angle the light the way I want it, and it wasn't tall enough just to stand on top of the desk, so I had to grab a box, which I believe is from some air purifier that we got off of Amazon. So this is just my hack job way of getting lighting for my videos. And the monitor that I decided to get was a 27-inch HP curved monitor. I have a 27-inch business edition flat screen at the office, so I thought 27 inches was good enough for the budget. It wasn't good enough to get a 4K edition, but it's okay just to work with 1080p anyway. And the one that I decided to go with was the Keychron K2. Now this is a mechanical keyboard that you've seen featured on a lot of YouTubers videos, and because of that, that was kind of one of the deciding factors that led me to purchase this particular keyboard. I have a Razer gaming keyboard in the office, and I really wanted a mechanical keyboard at home just because no one's really around me to listen to all the noise, except for you can't really type during meetings, so you have to be sure to put yourself on mute for that. I love the noise that just comes off of the keyboards. Another primary reason why I decided to get the Keychron K2 was due to the fact that you can do 3 Bluetooth devices, but I have mine wired to my computer just because it's easier not having to worry about the Bluetooth connectivity. Now, going along with the keyboard, I also ordered the Keychron wrist rest made out of wood. It's got a wood finish. It's really nice. Though I do have to say, the reason why I bought the Keychron one specifically was because I thought it would be the exact height of the angle that you would need in order to have your wrists rest comfortably while typing. I didn't notice this at first when I was looking at the product, but the height of the keyboard compared to where your wrists would rest normally is pretty high. So I would definitely recommend getting a wrist rest. It doesn't have to be this Keychron one specifically. I thought it was gonna be perfect height-wise. It's a little off, but I'd have to say maybe that's just due to the way my arms are and comfortability level of everyone else. Now moving on to the other peripheral of this setup is my Logitech MX Master 2S, and I know there is the 3S out there. It looks a little weird, but the 2S has been working perfectly. You can also pair up to 3 Bluetooth devices on this mouse, so it's been working great so far. No complaints. And the main reason why I love this keyboard over a lot of other ones is just due to the amount of programmability you can do to the mouse. And the reason why is because you can basically do all of the gestures as if you had your trackpad. Jumping into the main driver for this setup, and that of course is my MacBook Pro. Now of course this is company issued, so it's a 2017 MacBook Pro 15-inch. It's got 250 gigabytes of storage as well as 16 gigabytes of RAM, which is sufficient enough. I have a cover on top of it, which I got off of Amazon just because I wanted mine to stand out compared to everyone else's in the office. I don't want people to get mixed up, accidentally picking up the wrong laptop, going home with it, and I'd be like, where's my laptop? But yeah, I got a marble one. I was thinking of either getting the marble or composition one, and this case has held up greatly over the past 2 years. Now next, holding up my main driver horse of the MacBook Pro is a Nulaxi laptop stand, I guess is what you would call it. It's got a nice space gray finish, so if you did not have a laptop cover, it would look really good just because it's space gray on space gray. I got it because for the moments where I'm trying to use it as a second screen, I want it to be angled in a certain way where my eye just flows from one screen to the other without having to look up or down, because those of course are not good ergonomic wise. Now connecting the monitor and everything else, all my other peripherals over to the laptop is of course the Apple USB-C hub. I've done a couple other YouTube reviews on other USB-C dongles, and I'll go ahead and link those in the description section down below. And I do still have those, but in terms of the simplicity, I've just decided to use the Apple one because I already have it. If I had to use other peripherals such as an Ethernet port, then I would switch over to some of the other ones instead of having to use multiple cables. I only use the Apple one because I believe the power supply is able to deliver all of those 87 watts over to the computer rather than some of the other dongles. It's typically the lower end wattage, the one that's fit enough for a 13-inch MacBook Pro. So instead of having to plug in the adapter as well as the power source, I'd rather just have it plugged into one in order for ease of dockability and bringing it in case I want to work on the sofa or anywhere else. So I'm currently using the one that just has the HDMI port that's connected to my 27-inch curved monitor. Then I have the USB-A port that is connected to the Keychron K2 keyboard. Then I also have the last port as, of course, the power source. Now moving on to the other items such as audio. It's a little bit overkill in terms of the different audio sources that I use to consume my audio. Depends. So I swap between the different devices that I use to listen to my audio throughout the day, just depending on the reason why I need to listen to something. So first off, of course, is the Bose QC35s. These, of course, are the first generation because I don't really use voice assistants, so I didn't see the need to upgrade to the second generation, and I've had these for over probably like 4 years and they've been working fine. The noise cancellation still works great. I just use it to listen to my lo-fi beats if I'm in a work grind session. Then I switch over to my wireless AirPods or just the standard headphones if I am on a call. So the company that I work for, we use WebEx, and there's the ability to call your phone. So sometimes if my internet's a little bit spotty and I can't support voice and video at the same time, then at least I can listen into the call fully. And the reason why I would switch between the AirPods and the wired ones is just due to how well my phone is charged. Most of the time I'll just use AirPods in order to not deal with the wires, and sometimes if my phone is charging I'll use the AirPods, but sometimes I also like using the wired ones just because I know where the microphone is and because I can hold it closer to my face so that the audio quality is a little bit better. I don't really use this mono microphone for my video calls because that's a little bit overkill, where no one really cares about how crispy your voice is versus other things. But sometimes using a high quality microphone like this might be a little bit overkill because it can pick up a lot of the background noises, such as a chair squeaking or some dog barking in a distance. So I found that the simple microphones work sufficiently for these types of things. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Once again, most of the links of the items incorporated in this video will be in the description section down below. If you guys like the video, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel for further content. If there's anything else that you guys would like to know more about, feel free to comment it in the comments section down below. Till then, I'll see you guys next time.